Why did you get started with this? Is there a certain reason or
There
something
is
that really motivated you to?
there is a reason.
You put a lot of effort into this.
In 1994, the way that the story goes is that there were 4 parents in the school hallway at Override Elementary School, which is our local elementary school here in the neighborhood.
Orville Wright Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they were talking about how the neighborhood had changed and how their children couldn't go to the park by themselves. What could they do about that? You know, so
You're talking about the airport
yeah,
neighborhood,
this
right?
this neighborhood itself. And so I was 24 at the time. My mother was one of the 4 ladies that were standing in the hallway talking about, you know, what can your children do? Because all of a sudden, at the age of 24, I wound up having 3 younger brothers and sisters. It had always been my brother and myself, and we're only 3 years apart. And the youngest one at that time was 6, and the oldest one was 8, so kind of starting completely over again. And one of the ladies from the school asked them to come into her office and talk about what the issues were. And so they met and they started meeting every week. You know, just kind of out of nowhere just started showing up. They'd bring a little snack for each other or something. And so from that, they started talking about there's other people that in the neighborhood who really have concerns also, and we need to make this bigger. And so the school was grateful enough that they gave them a classroom to utilize in the evenings. And so it went from 4 people to like 10, and then from 10 people to about 15, to where it finally, in 96, I believe it was, they had to use the school cafeteria where it held close to 50 residents that showed up to talk about what their concerns were for the neighborhood. And during that time, the Sierra Health Foundation, which is out of Sacramento, they work really well with what they call grassroots organizations, and that's what we are as a grassroots organization. We started from the inside and worked our way out, and they work off of John McKnight, who has a theory that either your glass is half empty or it's half full, and it's the way that you look at it. And the way that you look at it is, if you take the assets of the folks that live in the neighborhood, you can build them up by utilizing their skills. So if you have a neighbor who knows how to work on cars, and you may do childcare, and your car's broken down and your neighbor needs a babysitter, you work together you provide the babysitting while your neighbor fixes the car